contacted all local hospitals and TSG have completed house-to-house inquiries.
Was her mother got any idea where she might be or who she might be with?
Nope, and she's frantic. We talked to the newsagent. None of the other delivery kids saw her after she picked up her papers at 7 a.m.
She's what, 15? Ask about boyfriends?
Yep, no boyfriend. Last sighting by a Mrs. Greenway. Says she saw a maroon car. Could have been a Sierra or a Mondeo. Says she saw it a few times before, but didn't see the number plate.
Do you know anyone who has a dark red or maroon vehicle, a Sierra, Mondeo?
No. I was asked that before. But no, I can't think of anyone.
Do you know if Cassie was having any problems at school?
Oh, no. She's a very happy girl.
Can I ask you if you're married?
Divorced. 5 years. He lives in Manchester.
Might Cassie have gone to stay with him?
Oh, no. She had no reason to. I mean, he was due to come down for a weekend in a couple of weeks. Anyway, I've already asked him.
So you have a good relationship with him?
Yes, he's remarried, but if Cassie had wanted to see him, she'd have told me.
Do you know if she kept a diary?
Yes, I think so.
Morning, Mum.
Putney Bridge is a nightmare. Why can't they open Roddy Hammersmith Bridge? Oh, brilliant. I'm gasping. Took me an hour and a half to get in this morning.
Half of those from that nutter. Until he was not phoning in, he's writing. Now he says he's going to contact his local MP.
I thought we already had. Who'd we put on that?
Jones. And he says, what's his name?
Warrington, Stephen Warrington.
Off his head. It's a group of nurses living there, so they're bound to come in and out at odd hours. If they pulled a bloke, that's their business, isn't it?
Oh, well, now he's written to South Area Commander. Nice of him to send us a photocopy. How many nurses were living there?
2 or 3.
Morning.
Morning.
Pat, have you had any contact from a Stephen Warrington? He's a persistent complainer. He's convinced his neighbours are running a brothel.
You must be joking. We're going to need a filing cabinet just for him soon.
Well, it's no joke. South Area Commander's been on the phone about him.
I don't believe this. It's a house full of nurses. It's already been checked.
Well, as a favour to me, do it again. Personally.
This is very nice. My. Mr. Warrington must have a very nice income.
Do come in, please. I'm Stephen Warrington.
And this is Detective Constable Jack Hutchins. I'm Detective Inspector Pat North.
Coffee, tea?
Thank you.
Blimey, wife's very attractive.
Yeah, OK. Now just remember, Hutchins, this is a damage control exercise. We've just got to humour him a bit, all right? And these must be his daughters?
Correct. And they're the reason I'm so concerned about number 21. The eldest is Charlotte, 14, and the youngest is Lucy, 11. Please, do sit down.
Thank you.
Do you take it black or white, Pat?
Black, no sugar, thank you.
A white, please.
I'm sorry my wife is not here to meet you. She arranges the flowers at St. Bartholomew's on a Wednesday. She could earn a living at flower arranging if she wished. Biscuit?
No, thanks.
I have my own company. I import fine wines. In fact, if you'd care to try a very special Merlot, it's actually Chilean.
No, thank you very much. No, I'd really like to discuss the reason that we're here.
Absolutely. You see, with 2 daughters at a very vulnerable age, and you know a young girl is missing, Southfields area.
No, I didn't know. But, Mr. Warrington, we've made inquiries regarding your complaint.
Well, they're obviously not good enough. These women are very devious. They're sending round some fresh-faced copper.
No. P.C. Jones was very diligent. He even contacted the landlord of...
21, and he can't be trusted. He's a bloody Iranian. Considering what goes on there, I don't think he should be allowed in the country, never mind owning a property.
Well, this property is legally rented to a number of nurses.
They may have told you that, but I assure you, the number of men going in and out of that house at all times of the day and night...
But their employment is shift work, so...
What goes on in that house has nothing whatsoever to do with the hospital. They're quite blatantly taking in clients. Johns, I believe, is your terminology.
Mr. Warrington...
I have listed the dates and times that I have seen men, numerous men, going in there for sex.
Well, I'm very impressed by your public spiritedness, Mr. Warrington, and I'm sure if more people took notice of what was going on around them, the world would be a much safer place to live in.
Exactly. I'm glad someone finally understands.
Look, this obviously distresses you a great deal.
Well, as I said before, I have 2 vulnerable young daughters. My poor wife is scared to walk out of the house at night in case she's accosted. One poor missing girl should be a warning.
Is there a girl missing in Southfield's area?
I don't know. He's a fruit nut, isn't he?
Maybe he has a point. Let's see if anyone's at home.
All right, I'm coming.
Good afternoon, I'm DC Hutchins. This is DI North. We're from Embankment Police Station. Can we have a quick word, please?
Sure, come in.
Good afternoon.
Don't believe this. We had a police officer around here last week asking questions.
Right. So, how many of you live here?
Well, it sort of depends. Judy and Alex officially rent it, but they let out some of the rooms. Probably shouldn't tell you that. There's never more than 4 of us.
So you pay Judy and Alex, was it?
Judy and Alex Watson, yeah.
You pay them rent, yeah?
Oh, not rent. We just contribute towards bills and stuff. Well, that's not illegal. You see, 2 of us aren't fully qualified yet, and with the money that we earn, it's...
Yeah. So what's Judy do?
She's a sister, and Alex, her husband's a mechanic.
Right. Now, a neighbour, a Mr. Warrington, has lodged a complaint.
He's weird. A few weeks back, Judy went up to the loony and told him to leave us alone. She said she'd get the police onto him.
Why? What'd he done?
Someone had pushed a dog turd through the letterbox. At least we presumed it was a dog's. He's such a freak. Maybe it was his. God, it was gross.
Well, Mr. Warrington believes that this place is being used as a brothel.
My God, not this again. Look, I really resent having even to respond to that. I am not a prostitute, nor is anyone else in this house. Now I'd like you to leave so I can get some sleep. I'm on night duty.
Right, OK. Thanks for your help.
I'm sorry. We had to ask.
Don't you ever do that again.
What'd I do?
Apologise for me doing my job.
Oh, come on, Pat. She's obviously not a tart.
Listen, what they're doing is illegal, and the landlord could evict them all for subletting.
Oh, for Christ's sake. Rich bastards pulling strings make me puke.
Right, you stay in the car.
Well?
I'm completely satisfied there's nothing improper going on.
I'll get you proof then.
No, really, there's no need. As far as the police are concerned, this is the end of the matter. But, thank you very much for the coffee.
Call's just come in, traced to a phone box in Putney. Mel caller says to search a boathouse for Cassie Booth.
All right, keep coming. You've got plenty of room. Keep coming. Left hand down. Left hand down. Stop.
Oh! What are you doing?
I'm sorry, Pat, I can't see a bloody thing.
Back. Yep. Keep it straight. Straight, straight. Okay. Whoa!
Lovely. God, I'm going to give myself a hernia moving this long.
Okay, let's get on with it.
Gave me the creeps a bit, actually. He lived round the corner from that flat that we were looking to rent. Remember the one with the balcony overlooked a big garden?
Is all this stuff yours?
No, most of it's yours. Right, now, why are you keeping this?
Lynn didn't want it.
Oh, really? What a surprise.
Hey, I've seen one of those in the Antiques Roadshow, you know. Another 20 years, that'll be worth a fortune.
I'll look over there. Cassie! Cassie!
Well, that's it. Bar the unpacking. We're in.
Yeah. Any second thoughts, kid?
A fine time to ask.
Hey, tell you what, let's leave this unpacking and go and get something to eat, huh?
Good idea.
Hey. You're not going to have any second thoughts, are you? I'm a lot older than you.
No, you're not. You're a lot shorter. Do you want pizza or Chinese?
Touche.
Cassie! Cassie!
Hey, didn't you hear me calling you?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was in the bath. Shall I open some wine?
It's already done. I'm breathing.
Thanks.
To us.
To us.
Yeah, all right.
Sir, over here.
Is there a body? Can you see a body? DNA tests have proved that the blood on the jacket found at the boathouse is Cassie Booth's. Before we hand this case over to the murder squad, can I just confirm we've got the following ready for them? Details of Cassie's last meal from her mother, plus when it was eaten.
Yep.
Her blood group and dental records.
Got it.
Control fibres from the bedroom for possible later comparison.
Yep.
Her fingerprints.
Yep.
Identification of the clothing she was last wearing, including labels.
Sorted.
Good. The AMIP team are on their way, and an incident room is to be set up immediately. Got a cold?
No, I'm just exhausted.
How'd the move go last night?
It was fine, got everything in, but just boxes everywhere.
Talking of boxes, look what just arrived. For you. Oh. With sincere gratitude for your assistance, Stephen Warrington. Oh, look, there's a PS. I hope you will enjoy this very fine wine and know that it will improve with age.
Send it back.
Are you sure? That looks like vintage stuff.
Just get the box out of here.
Okay. You won this? Oh, that's great. Who's on your team? You all right?
No, I got a pain in my back. Well, give me a coffee, would you, Black?
Hey, is it true? You and Pat are, you know...
God, you can't pass water around here without everybody knowing. We're living together, yeah, and I'm getting a divorce, so I don't want any wisecracks from you, son.
Oh, I just heard the rumour, that's all. She's invited in the embankment, yeah?
Yeah. So now you got all the facts, have given me some on this. Who is she?
Cassie. Cassie Booth.
Mr. Warrington, I can't accept the wine. I'm sorry. No, I really don't want you to feel insulted.
Of course, I understand. But I would like to see you. I have something you should see. I can't discuss it over the phone, but if you would come and see me, I assure you it'll be worth your while.
Okay. I'll do my best.
Good. I look forward to it.
Okay, the boathouse belongs to a Colonel Wilding. What have we got in him?
Lives in Putney, runs a small computer software company, semi-retired, not short of cash. He left for the south of France on the same day Cassie Booth went missing, but not until 11 a.m. He's expected back today.
Does anyone else have access to the boathouse?
Wilding's wife seemed to think there's only one set of keys and Wilding has them with him.
Right. The bloodstained jacket and trainers were found in Wilding's boathouse, which was padlocked shut. If he does have the only set of keys that gives us enough to nick him, I want him arrested the minute that plane lands. We also need to check the availability of the eyewitness who saw the maroon car. Put her on standby for an ID parade.
Gov, she's really elderly and her description of the driver was very vague.
I don't care. We do a letter drop. We do a further witness search. Okay, we got two crime scenes. The boathouse and the abduction site. Get onto the scene coordinator immediately. Check if the dive team have come up with anything from the Thames. You got a problem with that, Barrow?
No, but we've done a house-to-house.
Then you'll do another one. We also need to identify any shops or business premises close to either location that might have CCTV recordings from that day, get hold of the tapes. And we need to talk to any tradespeople who might have been in either locality at the time.
We're onto it.
I'm so glad to hear that, Sunshine. I also want this on Crime Watch. It might do us a lot of good. Set it up.
It's an excellent camera. Night vision. As you can see, I've given each man a number and noted the date and arrival and departure times. It's busier than Clapham Junction over there. I'm sorry you were unable to accept my gift. I hope it didn't compromise you in any way. What if I arranged a special price for wine when your station has a function?
Oh, no, really, that's fine. Would you mind if I kept these?
Well, of course, I can always make further copies. Actually, there's a much more pressing reason I ask you to pop by. I can think of no one else to discuss this very unpleasant situation with but you, Pat.
Mr. Warrington, I think you've done everything...
I was arrested a few days ago. I've been terrified of my wife finding out.
I'm sorry?
Please sit down. I was driving to one of my buyers in Oxshott and, well, there's no other way to put this but to be blunt. I was caught short. Held up in traffic. I looked around for a possible convenience. I wasn't even sure where I was. I turned off the main road and I know I shouldn't have done this, but I went into some bushes to relieve myself. The next moment, I was zipping up my flies and this woman started screaming at me. I was just returning to my car and I honestly had no notion that I was close to a school. Now there is this appalling situation where I've been arrested and could be charged with indecent exposure. 3 schoolgirls I didn't even see claimed... You can't imagine how terrible this has been for me. can't sleep at night. It's a nightmare. It's a total nightmare. As if I would do such a thing. I'm a happily married man, for heaven's sake. 2 children. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I'm such torment. Obviously, I have a very good solicitor. But will you help me, Pat? Talk to the police at Oxshott. Explain to them that you know me.
No, I'm sorry, Mr. Warrington, I can't do that.
But you know me. You know what kind of person I am. Couldn't you go to the school? The name of the teacher that screamed at me is Zelda Fitzwilliams. I don't know what else I can do. I'm completely innocent.
Mrs. Booth, do you know if Cassie ever went near the boathouse in Putney where her clothes were found? Or did she know anyone she might have visited in that area?
No. I've said this, but no. In fact, she was only really just learning to swim. She was scared of water. She wouldn't have gone there.
And she never complained of anyone following her?
No.
My daughter has some of these. This is quite a collection.
She spends all her paper round money on those.
I read that in her diary. This must be the one she got from her uncle.
Uncle? She doesn't have any uncles.
I'm sure she mentions an Uncle W in her diary.
Well, it must be a nickname for a friend. It's certainly not a real uncle.
Mrs. Booth has kindly released some video footage of Cassie for the Crime Watch programme.
Thank you.
Her father took it at her birthday party last month.
And then he starts crying and telling me he's completely innocent. And this is just after he'd offered to do me a special deal on wine for Met functions. I mean, the whole thing was just bizarre.
Oh, I'm sorry I laid this on you.
I'll have to be a fly on the wall at Oxshott, Nick, find out what's really going on. You don't know who'd be in charge of the case there, do you?
No. But with the Met's 10-year policy, it's likely to be some rookie detective who's been on traffic for the last 10 years. No, just forget it. Thanks.
Mr. Wilding, I'm a police officer. My name is Detective Sergeant Barrow. We'd like to ask you some questions, sir. Could you just step with us?
Gov? We've got Mr. Wilding in interview room number 1, and he's not a happy man.
Yeah, let's go.
Hutchins?
Heard about Warrington's indecent exposure charge. Told he's a fruit nut, didn't I? Got a good mind to call my mate at Oxshott to get the lowdown.
Well, actually, I've got a bit of lowdown on you.
What do you mean? What have I done?
Would you like to explain those, Detective Constable Hutchins?
Look, I'd just come off duty and I was driving past the hospital and I saw her at the bus stop. After a lift.
Except that you don't live anywhere near the hospital. In fact, you live in completely the opposite direction. And the Times, as you can see, clearly printed on the back. Oh, good grief, you're in there 2 hours. Just talking, were you?
Yeah, something like that.
Well, I hope she didn't charge you for,
Haven't had it yet. By the way, I think you know my mate at Oxshott.
Oh, yeah, who's that?
Jeff Batchley? Play rugby with him. You, want me to give him a call about Warrington?
No, no need.
Mum?
And your wife can verify this?
Of course. I was at home until at least 11 a.m. and then I left for the airport. Look, I'm obviously deeply sorry that this girl has gone missing. But at the same time, there was no need to make a public display as soon as I stepped off the bloody plane.
Mr. Wilding, you have declined to have a solicitor present.
There really is no point. As I've told you, I was at home. I do not own a maroon Sierra or Mondeo. I drive a Rolls-Royce.
When was the last time you visited your boathouse, Mr. Wilding?
Not since I sold the boat, months ago.
Can you be a little more precise?
No, without consulting my desk diary, no.
Make a note to pick up the diary later. So, Mr. Wilding, can you confirm there is only one set of keys and you've had them with you at all times?
Yes, but as I've already told you, there are a number of people who've borrowed my keys in the past few months. Locksmith, painter and decorator, and earlier in the year, an entire crew of a rowing team.
To the best of your knowledge, has anyone been there since last Tuesday?
Not unless they broke in, no. And since I've not yet had a chance to contact my wife, I couldn't say for sure. Look, how much longer do you intend keeping me here?
For as long as I need, Mr. Wilding. Would you be prepared to take part in an identification parade?
What you got, Gwen?
The ID parade's been set up. Mrs. Greenway's down at Brixton ID Suite now, but she's a bit...
I know. Elderly.
Well, she's very sprightly. I don't think she gets out much. What about Wilding?
Very confident. Very confident. You've got his diary now, yeah?
Yeah.
Tell you what. Look through, find out what he was doing in the days when Cassie Booth mentioned seeing Uncle W, yeah?
Okay. Did he mention that he knew her?
Nah, he's denying it so far.
God, I am starving.
Want me to send out for something?
No thanks, I'm expected home.
Little lady cooking up a storm for you, is she? They always start out that way, never last.
Yeah, hi, can I talk to Detective Inspector North, please? Oh, no, it's okay, thanks.
We've contacted the locksmith and the decorator who Wilding said had access to his boathouse. So I'll interview with them in the morning. What do you think?
Very diligent. What more can I say?
I meant about Wilding. Crime Watch are definitely interested. The schedule's pretty full, but the video footage of Cassie's birthday might tip the balance in our favour.
We heard from Brixton yet?
Well, you know, it's different. It's a different field, but I do enjoy working in Vice. And, you know, it's great being in town. It's really handy.
I just can't wait to get back into some action.
Yeah.
Right. Look, have we skirted around this enough? I know you're living with him.
And I know who told you, Hutchins, yeah?
Oh, don't blame me, Mummy. I just wanted to know if the rumours were true. You'd kept it pretty quiet. I thought we had something going.
Oh, come on, you know, I just thought it was time I made some sort of decision about my life, you know. I could have gone on faffing around with...
Me? As we're being so truthful, I was pretty cut up about the way you started avoiding me and you know, never returning my calls.
Yes, I did. Look, I'm sorry if I wasn't completely honest. You know, but we didn't really want anyone to know, not until we were sure about what it was we wanted.
And Walker's what you want, is he?
Yeah. Right now he is, yeah. So can we drop the subject now? Please.
Yeah, sure. I just want it straightened out.
Sure. I really am sorry if I misled you, because you're lovely. No, you really are. You're a lovely guy.
So's your friend Warrington. Three school kids, all under 12, say not only exposed himself, but also made lewd gestures. Now, the teacher didn't actually catch him, but she heard the girl scream, chased after him, and caught him putting it away as he got to his car.
You told me he was just going for a leak.
Well, it's not going to go to court. They've dropped the charges. Parents don't want to put their kids through any more emotional trauma.
Does he know?
Well, I only knew myself today.
But Warrington definitely did it, yeah?
Yeah, of course he did. Do you want another, or we could get something to eat?
Yeah. Why not? Brilliant idea. I'm starving.
Just let me get this straight, yeah? Our eyewitness, the old woman, we schlep all the way over to Brixton. We feed her toasted cheese butties all afternoon, and now she says she has what? What is it? Tunnel what?
Vision.
Yeah, what does that mean exactly?
Well, she sort of sees only this much, no peripheral vision, kind of like she's looking down a narrow tunnel.
Yeah, how bloody narrow?
Well, she's actually clinically diagnosed as blind, so we've sent her home.
Oh, great. Great. Why wasn't this picked up? This now means that Wilding is in the clear.
For now, get out.
Well, if I'd known you were going out for dinner...
I didn't intend to. I met Jeff Batchley for a drink and he suggested it. But I did call here and I tried your mobile.
Batchley, the rugby prop. What do you want to see him for? He's a waste of space.
No, he isn't. It was work-related. I needed some details on a case in Oxshot.
Oxshot? That's still in the Met. Want a cup of tea?
You okay?
Yeah. Yeah. Pat, did you want tea?
Why do men do that?
What?
Two perfectly good chairs, but they've got to sit on the bed to take their socks off.
What are you talking about?
It's just a boring thing that men do.
Oh, yeah. Experienced many, have you? Mm. Right, I've got my list worked out. You've got to do yours.
Oh, no, do we have to? I've got such a full day tomorrow.
Oh, and I don't. Isn't that the point? If we don't start right now, we're going to get off on the wrong foot. I have to get used to you.
To me not waiting on you hand and foot like your wife obviously did.
Oh, bullseye. Sweetheart, we both have to work. Which is why we have to get our priorities right, which means...
You don't expect me to have shopped, cleaned and cooked?
Correct. We organise it.
OK. Let's get started. Your socks and shoes will not walk into the wardrobe of their own accord. Ditto wet towels and shirts. Oh, and I don't take sugar.
I know. That's my tea. And I do. We gonna make this work, Pat?
I don't know. I hope so. Come here.
Yeah. Oh. So, what colour scheme are we gonna have in here, huh?
I thought maybe a pale yellow. I was looking at some colour charts and there was a nice sort of lemon buff that I thought might be quite nice in here.
Tide's turning, boys. Make it quick. Now go down. Keep by the boat. You ready? 1, 2, go. Keep it by the boat. Keep it safe. Keep it safe. Within the boys.
Oh, God. Oh.
Right, off you go.
Morning, Theo.
Your usual, Mike?
You betcha. Hi, darling. Now with a nice cup of tea. Oh, thanks, Diane. Yeah.
What's this? Doesn't she do breakfast?
If I have to listen to your wisecracks every day, son, it's really good at getting my tits.
That was just an inquiry. OK, the bad news is Crime Watch are giving us the thumbs down. But there's a new show on ITV pulling in big viewers.
Yeah? Why don't you get me in Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? As long as you're not my phone a friend.
Now, this is Angela Rippon's Crime Night. They're going to play the birthday party video and do a reconstruction of Cassie's paper round, you know, get a look-alike.
Oh, Angela Rippon. Great. Thought was fancied her. Still nothing from the river search?
Nah, nothing yet. Costs a bundle. Still, you wanted to go further down the river. Tide's fairly strong.
Is that yours?
No, I got Mozart on mine.
Walker. Aye. No, I didn't want to wake you. Wine case?
In the kitchen, a case of wine.
Yeah, I was outside the front door. I didn't know what it was. We get crates and boxes all over the place. Is there a problem?
No, not at all. I'll speak to you later. Oh, have a good day.
Bye.
What'd you make of this Wilding bloke?
Well, I want to talk to his wife. Check his bank statements for toy purchases, see if he could be our Uncle W.
Now, we've got to tread carefully. Wilding's got a lot of friends in high places. We got nothing on him.
Yeah, let's go.
We'd had rather a late night, so we slept in until at least 9. And then we got up and had breakfast, and my husband left for the airport at about 11.
Thank you. So, neither you nor your husband left the house before 11?
No.
You sure your husband didn't nip out to get anything?
Not unless he went out in his pajamas while I was in the shower.
Mrs. Wilding, have either of you recently owned or driven a maroon Mondeo or a Sierra?
No, never.
I'm sorry, as I've already said, I can't accept personal gifts of this nature, Mr. Warrington.
Oh, but that's ridiculous. All this is just a thank you. What harm can there be in that?
Well, I really do appreciate your generosity, but I'm afraid I have to refuse. And I'd also like to ask how you knew my home address.
Well, I noticed you coming out as I drove past last night.
Right, okay. Well, I can't accept, but thank you.
Well, in that case, you and Detective Superintendent Walker must join me and my wife for dinner one evening, and I won't take no for an answer. He's investigating the murder of Cassie Booth, isn't he? Have there been any developments?
Well, I really wouldn't know. Good afternoon, Mr. Warrington.
They dropped all the charges thanks to your intervention.
I had nothing to do with that.
All the same, I appreciate it, Pat.
Okay, you lot, what have we got? Gwen?
Not a lot. We've eliminated the locksmith and the painter and checked out the rowing team. Nothing.
Well, I get nothing from Rebecca Wilding, except that Wilding seems to be a heavy sleeper, as I imagine she is as well. She sank nearly a whole bottle of wine while we were there, without even offering us so much as a cup of tea.
Wilding's secretary had sent us a list of his business appointments from France. All checked out and legit.
okay.
His first was just after he arrived.
Angela Rippon, line 2, Gov. She wants to rehearse your dance routine. Just a joke. It's a researcher again.
Mike Walker.
Yeah. It's camera action. Chief Superintendent Walker, this is your line.
Right, if we continue along this side, just up to the bridge there, yeah? By that bloke. Come on, boys. Right, let's look at this whole section up here. I'll take that bit now. Cassie! Keep moving up here. Cassie! Look on the side.
We'll do the interview with you first, then show the video of Cassie, and come back to you before we do the reconstruction. Then there'll be the usual appeal for information. Okay? Okay. Now, look, our lines stay open after the programme till midnight, so good luck. I just hope we get a result for you. Cassie, that is, looks a really sweet child.
2 minutes of transmission, 2 minutes.
The robbery took place in broad daylight. The two men wore overalls and claimed they were from the water board, saying they had an appointment to install
Stephen?
a water meter. The stolen
Darling, can we
paintings
change
are
the channel?
large
That new series is starting.
No.
If anyone saw the two men
You don't want to watch this. Is that one about Nelson? The costume drama. Charlotte's doing it in history. Aren't you, sweetheart?
Then look at it on one of the other sets. Got enough of them.
Or why don't you? The girls want to see it. It's educational.
And now to our main item of the evening, the disappearance of teenager Cassie Booth.
Stephen, what do you
Joining
want to
me
watch
in
this
the studio,
for?
The man who's heading up the inquiry, Detective Superintendent
Stephen?
Walker. Good evening. What can you tell us about
Stephen,
this case so far?
honestly, this is ridiculous.
Well, Cassie is 15 years old. She disappeared a week ago during her morning paper round in the Southfields area of southwest London. Cassie collected her papers from the newsagent on High Street at 7 a.m. The last sighting of her was at
Stephen, you
7:15
said you
a.m.
wanted to watch
approximately
it.
in Primrose Road, where her bike was later found abandoned.
Why do you always have to make a scene? I want to watch this program in here. If the girls want to see something else,
3 against 1.
don't argue with me. I want to watch a crime night, all right? And you're making me miss it. Shut up and get out. Go on.
Oh, for goodness sake, Stephen, what on earth's the matter with you? Why are you being so childish? Look, I've made some hot chocolate.
I don't want it. Just leave me alone. Now, you see, you're making me miss it.
You taking your medication?
Yes, yes. Leave me alone. Get out!
who saw Cassie on that morning.
So you're treating this missing persons case as a murder inquiry?
Yes, we are. We received an anonymous call advising us that items of clothing worn by Cassie on the morning she went missing were to be found in a boathouse in Putney. We urgently need to talk to whoever made that call.
Well, we're going to be showing you items of clothing identical to those worn by Cassie and a reconstruction of Cassie's last known movements. And these feature a maroon car, possibly a Mondeo or a Sierra.
You angry with me? Susie? Susie. Sorry. Sorry for getting all tetchy. You know how I am when I get stressed. I've had a lot on my mind recently. I've made it up with the girls. Am I forgiven?
I just don't understand why you're so uptight at the moment. If you really are taking your medication.
I love you. You know that, don't you? I adore you. I'm so sorry. Really. Let me make it up to you.
Pat? Pat, are you awake? Hey, it's fantastic. We had loads of calls, including one from a woman who claims she saw Cassie Booth and a man in a maroon Sierra on the morning she went missing. That's the good news. Bad news is she saw them at a service station on the M1.
What time is it?
I don't know. Late. They've given me a tip of the show. But if her ID pans out, that means I'm going to lose my number one suspect. He was on his way to France by then. Gwen's going to check her out tomorrow morning. By the way, did you find out who left you that case of wine?
It's from some real crank I've been dealing with. I've sent it back.
Want tea?
Happy birthday, dear Cassie. Happy birthday to you.
Mike. Mike.
We believe that Cassie was dragged into the car, as we have a witness who is quickly at the scene and can verify.
It's not fair, is it? A sweet, innocent little thing, and bang. Some bastard takes it all away. Hey, come here, you. I suppose it's too late for decorating decisions, huh?
Yeah. Anyway, Cassie Booth's got a right to all your attention at the moment.
So you're treating this missing persons case as a murder inquiry?
Yes, we are.
I love you.
An anonymous call advising us that items of clothing worn by Cassie on the morning were to be found in a boathouse in Putney.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Cassie. Happy birthday to
Constable Hallgate. Have a seat.
Thank you.
Can I get you a coffee?
No, thank you. Are you going to interview me here? Not at a police station?
If you don't mind, we just want to take a witness statement. Then we can go over to the petrol pumps and establish exactly where you thought you saw Cassie Booth.
OK. I'd actually not come in for any petrol, just a sandwich from the shop. As I came out of the shop, I noticed a blonde girl in the back of a maroon Sierra parked by the pumps.
And why are you so sure it was Cassie?
Well, she was wearing pink hair slides and a yellow jacket, like the one they showed on crime night.
Where was the driver?
He was putting petrol in the car.
And can you describe him?
Yes. He was white, tall, about 5'11", wearing a tweed... No, a raincoat. Dark-haired. But I wasn't paying too much attention to him.
And did the girl try to get out of the car at all?
I can't really be sure. She did turn to look towards the shop. That's when I saw her face.
Detective Inspector North. Hello?
Pat, it's Stephen Warrington. It's imperative that I see you.
Mr. Warrington, I'm very, very busy.
No, it's happened again. It's happened again. You have to see me. You're the only person I can turn to. Please, please, I beg of you.
Mr. Warrington, is this about the house opposite? Because if it is, I think I've done everything...
It's not. It's far more serious. I think they're going to arrest me again.
Mr. Warrington, the charges against you were dropped. Mr. Warrington?
They're going to arrest me again. Do anything. I didn't do anything. I didn't do...
Shit. I think I'm right. Yep, here it is. On the day she went missing, Cassie's hair was tied back with a silver scrunchie. No mention of pink hair slides. But on the video of the birthday party they showed on crime night, that's what she was wearing. That bloody woman is lying. I'm sorry. Can you give me again the description of the girl you saw?
Yes. Blonde, about 14, and yellow jacket with 2 pink slides in her hair. I've said this, told you this.
You're sure about the pink hair slides, Mrs. Bentel?
Yes.
And you contacted us after seeing the Crime Night programme, correct?
Yes.
You don't think you could be mistaken? Only no one else we've talked to here can recall seeing her at all.
I'm absolutely sure the young girl I saw was Cassie Booth.
Not a figment of your imagination?
I don't understand.
Mrs. Bentel, Cassie Booth may still be alive and time could be running out for her. Now, I know everyone wants their 15 minutes of fame, but please, don't try to become famous by sending the police off in the wrong direction and wasting valuable time and resources. I think that you have made this up. I don't think that you saw Cassie Booth on that day, did you, Mrs. Bentel? You have made this up, haven't you?
Maybe you saw someone who looked like her. Did you see a maroon Sierra as you've stated, or is that also made up?
You were very specific about the hair slides because she was wearing them on the TV, right? But on the day that Cassie was abducted, she was wearing her hair in a ponytail. No slides.
I'm sorry.
Sorry? What exactly are you sorry about, Mrs. Bentel?
Gwen just called in. The eyewitness from the M1 service station turned out to be a hoaxer. But we've got another woman coming in, says that her kid was approached by a man while doing Cassie Booth's paper round a couple of months ago.
She the same age as Cassie?
He, 12-year-old boy.
Apparently, he did Cassie's paper round a couple of times when she had the flu a few months back. Sneaked out without telling me, because he knew I wouldn't let him. Just wanted a bit of extra pocket money. But when he saw Crime Night, he thought he'd better say something.
So, Mark, this man, he got out of his car, he approached you and he frightened you, yeah?
Yes. Stop scratching. He's got this terrible nervous eczema rash come out all over his body. He's ever so nervous. He's been off school with it.
Can you describe this man?
Dunno. Tall, white, not fat, and dark hair.
And he wore a smart suit and glasses.
Do you remember the car? What colour it was?
It was a metallic blue sports car.
We'd driven past Mark, then he turned round. The man called out, then he stopped the car and come towards you. That's right, isn't it, Mark? Tell the man what he said.
He talked to you?
He said he had something
But
for
when
me.
Mark turned to look at him, he looked angry, didn't he?
Then he just ran off.
This is an outrage. You have no right to do this. No right at all. I want to speak to my solicitor.
Well, that description fits Wilding.
Sort of.
Yeah, well, listen. That boy could easily be mistaken for Cassie, yeah? With a baseball cap on. Same height, blonde hair. The yellow jacket is almost identical to the one that she wore. Now, the guy said he had something for him. Maybe that's how he got Cassie in the car. He enticed her in with the offer of a new beanbag toy.
Yeah, I thought of that, but we're looking for a maroon car. Little Scratchy said he was driving a metallic blue sports car.
Wilding's wife drives a metallic blue Fiat Coupe. Let's put surveillance on that bastard.
Oh, he was hysterical. I couldn't make out what he was saying. Something about being arrested and then his money ran out. But if you could tell Switchboard that if he was...
Darsalt here.
Maybe the parents at Oxshott have decided to press charges after all.
I can chat with Batchley about Warrington if you want.
No, forget it.
Pat, you got a sec?
Sure.
Uniform have just arrested your wine merchant friend, Stephen Warrington.
Well, what's he done?
Exposed himself to a couple of schoolgirls in the gardens down by Embankment Tube.
I don't believe it.
Well, you'd better. He's screaming blue murder, and he's asking to speak to you.
There was a patrol car about 100 yards up the street. They saw Warrington running like hell, straight past him around the corner to pick up his car. They gave chase, but eventually they lost him anyway. They managed to get his reg number, so we arrested him at his home.
Are the girls okay?
Pretty shook up. One of them got so traumatised because he tried to make her touch him, almost got herself killed in front of the bus running away.
Yeah, the same sort of thing happened at Oxshott.
Really? Was he charged?
Yeah. Never got to court. I think he thinks I got him off. God, he freaks me out.
You know, we found a bottle of lithium carbonate on him. Apparently it's a drug prescribed to treat a condition called cyclothymia.
What's that?
It's a manic depressive illness. It means he's prone to violent mood swings. Manic depression 1 minute, supreme confidence the next. He told the FME who did the medical examination when they brought him in that he'd recently stopped taking the drugs, which probably explains his bizarre behaviour. He seems desperate to speak to you.
No, I really don't want to speak to him. I'm late for court. Tell him you can't get hold of me or something.
I will say only that this is a gross and terrible misunderstanding.
Mr. Warrington, you were seen running from the park.
I had no idea anything untoward had occurred. I was running to get my car as I didn't want to get a parking ticket. And until my solicitor arrives, until I can speak to Detective Inspector North...
I've been unable to contact DI North. She's in court this afternoon.
Then I refuse to say another word. I know my rights and I want my solicitor present.
But why did the police come to the house?
I've told you, because they got me mixed up with someone else. Preposterous. My solicitor said we could sue them.
Do you want me to talk to Daddy?
No, I don't. I can sort this out myself. And Pat North will help me. She works at the same station.
Well, what do you mean, help? You said it was just a mistake.
Yes, it was. It is. Susan, if I'd been involved in this thing in any way at all, do you think they would have released me?
So they were mistaken?
Yes. Yes. How many times do I have to tell you? I don't want to talk about it anymore. I've got a terrible headache.
Darling, do you want me to get you an aspirin?
Mm-hmm.
Continued to search the Thames near to the boathouse where a blood-stained jacket belonging to the missing teenager Cassie Booth was found a week ago.
No! No!
Did he see you? I'd hate it if he got you into trouble.
Oh, he's in enough of his own. Got picked up today. Bloke's a flasher.
No.
Oh, you're kidding. Oh, that is beautiful. Just let that pervert try and get anything on us now.
Oi. Don't you go spreading that around, all right? Put me in a seriously tricky situation.
Oh, well, honey. You wanna come in and let me show you my tricks?
Who is it? Mr. Warrington, I'm not opening the door. Please go away.
Please. I know I shouldn't have come here. I know that. But I have to talk to you.
No, I'm sorry. I'm not letting you in. Now please go away.
What'll you do? Call the police? You are the police, and all I need is 2 minutes of your time. Please. Please.
Mr. Warrington, you're on private property. I know what this is about, but I can't discuss your case. Now please leave.
This had better be worth schlepping in for.
Tip-off call again. Another phone box. This time in Barnes.
And?
Mail caller. Said cops were searching for Cassie Booth's body in the wrong place.
You know, I might have something on this Welding guy. This kid, a boy, says he got approached by a man while doing Cassie Booth's paper round for her. Now, his mother won't allow him to do an ID, but they've done an E-fit, and it looks remarkably like Welding. And boy, do I need this.
Hello? Hello? It's for you.
God, see, I've only just got back.
It's your wife.
Yeah, I know it'll be a squeeze, but they can doss down the sleeping bags. What? Because we've only just moved in. I've not even... Yeah, Lynn, would you just calm down? I said they can stay over, but it... Yeah, I'll pick them up. I'll collect them. I'll make sure someone else is there. It won't be Pat, all right? Yeah. Lynn, if I am free, I will collect them. If not, I will make sure someone is there, and I'll call the school. What's the teacher called again? Lynn, I am under a lot of stress at the moment, and if I can't remember the teacher's name, it doesn't mean... Who? Holly. Mrs. Holly? Fine, I will call Mrs. Holly. Look, hold on a minute. Pat. Lynn's mother's been on the waiting list for a hip replacement. They've got a cancellation for tomorrow. Lynn wants to take her to hospital. Can my kids stay over tomorrow night? Yeah, look, just hang on, will you?
Sure, but how much longer are you going to be? Dinner's ready.
Yeah, Lynn, that'll be fine. Look, I'll pick the kids up and I'll drop them back in the... Hello? Hello? I can't talk to her. There is no having a sane conversation with this woman.
Can you pick them up?
Yeah, I'll be able to nip out for half an hour. Pat, you don't mind, do you?
No, it's your place as much as mine. It's your kids.
Yeah, I know that, but that's why I'm asking if you mind them staying over.
No, but can we eat? I'm starving.
Yeah.
Can we head into the bridge?
this been yesterday?
Hold it. Can we get any closer? There's something attached to the anchor chain. See it?
It's a bunch of rags. Sort of chained down, can't budge it. Can you give us a hand?
Right, you ease it this side. And I'll try and pull it my way. Got it? It's heavy, whatever it is. Lift it up.
Oh, God. Come on, boys. Give us a hand.
Is that our girl? Don't know yet, but she's blonde about the right age. She was wrapped in a heavy sack tied with thick rope, found way down the river past the boathouse. If it wasn't for the low tide, they might not have found her.
Has Mrs. Booth been contacted?
Yeah, but when we warned her that the body was in a bit of a bad way, she asked if her ex-husband could do the ID.
He's here?
No, he's on his way from Manchester. Be here in a couple of hours.
2 hours? Oh, shit.
Pat, I need to ask you a favor. Yeah, there's no way I can get off at 4. We've had a big development. Can you pick up my kids for me? Pat, I'm sorry to lay this on you, but it looks like we found Cassie Booth's body.
Oh, God. Yeah, it's a bit short notice and it's impossible for me... Hang on, what's the address? How long are we going to be?
No idea. We're interviewing 4, right?
Well, I'll sort something out and I'll get back to you. I've got to go. I'll call you later, okay?
Have you got a minute?
What's this about? Is it important?
It might not be as cut and dried as we thought about that guy Warrington.
Right, can we do this on the move? I've got an interview set up.
Warrington kept on asking for you. He said he would not discuss the incident unless you were there. He's been released pending an ID from one of the girls.
Oh, come on, you know how paranoid everyone gets. You can't just nose in on someone else's case.
Pat, this isn't coming from me. I wouldn't dare interfere. Don Shaw's heading the inquiry and he wants a word about this previous incident Warrington was picked up for.
OK, I'll talk to him. Not now. You're not off home, are you? You couldn't do me a huge favour, could you?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Cassie. Happy birthday to you.
Okay, come on, you lot. Let's get a move on. Gwen, how's Mrs. Booth?
I think she'd given up hope of finding Cassie alive anyway. Family liaison officer's with her.
Whose bloody mobile's that?
Well, if you own that, the Black Armani, it's yours.
As if I could afford a bloody Black Armani. Walker.
What? Oh, hi.
Have they ID'd the body yet?
Yeah.
Nope. Barrow called in. Father's just arrived at the mortuary. They're treating it as a special PM and hoping to jump the queue.
Okay, the body was wrapped in a sack secured by a strong plastic-coated rope. We don't know how long the body's been in the water or whether she's been sexually assaulted. For the body, from what I saw, looked pretty bloated. Any voice recognition on that second tip-off call?
Nope, same as the first. Couldn't get a definite pattern. His voice is too quiet and muffled.
Put your safety belts on, kiddos, or you could be arrested.
Bye-bye, Aunt Vivienne.
Bye-bye.
You're a big hit. I really appreciate this.
You owe me one.
Been looking all over for you.
Yeah, I'm just having a crafty. Unbelievable, isn't it? The most stressful job on the bloody planet.
Well, the smoke alarms are finally stopped.
Yeah. Have surveillance come up with anything on Wilding?
Nothing concrete yet, but Dawes reckons he's been sniffing around the children's section of a bookshop. Reckons he's sussing out his next victim. Well, quiet snifter as well.
Yeah, get the big boys coming over. Check out the policy file. God, we've only just got a body and they want results yesterday. But a few sips of quality malt, eating out the palm of my hand. At least we got something more to go on now.
So you think we found it?
Yeah.
This is not Cassie. It's not my daughter.
Oh, right. Your daddy hasn't done a shop. Okay, well, shall we have hamburgers or pizza or fish and chips? Okay, I had the silent treatment in the car and at the station, and I'm not having it in my own home.
Mummy said not to speak to you. Daddy was supposed to look after us.
Yeah, well, your dad's not like other kids' dads, is he? I mean, his work is much more special and important. He doesn't just look after you, he looks after lots of kids who are in trouble or have been hurt. Shall I call him? Are you sure you two didn't star in The Omen?
What's going on in there?
Gov's got the big boys in. Area Commander Crime and Area Commander Operations.
Where the cost, what do you expect me to do? We got a result, didn't we? Just not the one we wanted. Look, I just don't feel at this stage of the investigation would require the assistance of anyone from the outside. Look, Ross, would you go to the canteen, get some orange and apple juice, will you? And have you got any fags?
It's just not acceptable. These tip-offs are not getting...
I also think this killer wants publicity. For one, he tipped us off when we couldn't find the clothes in the boathouse. And two, when the press and TV put out that we were searching miles upriver, he tips us off again. Tells us we're looking in the wrong place.
But the anonymous caller's not been identified. As a result of these calls, you found...
Right, I'm gonna have deep pan Hawaiian with peppers, mushrooms and double cheese.
Ford, you can't read. You can't read. You won't know what number 4 is.
Hold on the abuse, Amy, because Richard has chosen, oh goodness me, he's chosen the spicy salami with extra cheese, the best one.
He hates salami. He never eats it. Told you he can't read. He's dyslexic. Do you want some chips, Richard? How about pizza with mushroom and cheese? I'll have pepperoni thin crust and a side salad.
Okay. Do you want any milkshakes with that, or a Coke? We've got a nice raspberry milkshake, and we also do a terrific iced chocolate shake.
Oh, yes, I want that.
And what would you like, Amy?
Hi. I was walking past and looked in and saw you, Pat. These two amazing people. Are you from the land of Oz? Can I sit here, yes? I'm going to have a huge chili pizza so hot it makes your tongue throb.
Could you leave our table, please, Stephen? Because I think we'd like to be on our own.
What does your daddy do?
He's a police officer. He's a detective. Michael Walker, and my mummy is called Lynn.
Oh, please, Pat, don't let me spoil your dinner. I just needed someone to talk to. Please, I'm so sorry. I'll go. I needed to speak to you. It was an awful situation. All a mistake. All be cleared up. I was scared. No one likes the police at their home. They took me out in front of Susan. Luckily the children weren't there. Didn't witness it. But it was just terrible. It's been a bad week all round, really.
Pepperoni and a side salad for you, and mushroom and french fries for you, and yours is the deep pan Hawaiian. Is it raspberry or chocolate?
Chocolate, please. You'll be sick. You know Mummy doesn't like you eating sweet things like chocolate, especially legs at night.
These stupid girls were lying. I wasn't even close to them.
Okay, so why did you run away from the police and then drive off when you knew they wanted to speak to you?
I ran towards my car. If they say I ran away from them, then they got it wrong. They frightened the life out of me, suddenly putting on their sirens right behind me. I thought they wanted me out of the way, some kind of emergency, so I drove faster.
Right. Now, could you please leave our table, Mr. Warrington? Oh, that looks lovely. Now, do you want me to cut it up, or can you manage, Richard? Now, you've got that. What would you like? Would you like something to drink?
Orange juice.
Orange juice, please.
Orange juice for the beautiful young lady. Princess. You look like a princess. Has anyone ever said that to you before?
Daddy calls me Princess.
My eldest daughter's called Charlotte, and my youngest Lucy. My princesses. I adore them. Please, Pat, answer me. You don't honestly, truly think that I would do anything in any way to frighten a little girl?
Of course not. Goodbye, Mr. Warrington.
I get very anxious, Pat. I have to take medication just to calm me down. Things worry me, spiral out of control. On the TV, I saw that they were trawling the river for Cassie Booth. I bet her body won't be bloated, but crawling with maggots. Are you sure they're looking in the right place?
Hitting the juice, are we?
What are you doing here?
I was going to a blinder profiling course at Brown's.
You don't have any fags, do you? Governor needs a fix.
Well, you can give him these. I ain't started again, but I like to test my willpower.
Well, this place will test your patience. Murder inquiry without a body.
Well, I'll find one. Mike.
Sarge, what the hell are you doing here?
Well, didn't you get the memo?
No.
I hope you've got another bottle.
Tcha. Hey, they're gonna bring in a pen pusher. A seeming boy wonder who can apparently solve crimes via his crystal balls.
Well, that's me. National Crime Faculty trained. I just done the course.
Yeah? Hey, wait. Look. This is the Met's latest detection strategy. Yeah? It's a murder manual. I'm not kidding. It's a murder manual. Oh, my God. A murder victim. Hold. Let me check. CCC. Crime scene. Do not touch the body. Bloody insult! So what if I am in deficit? A very large deficit, but shit! I'm about to be shafted. Yeah, the skirt round it. Now this prick, I know from the crime unit is going to take over. Yeah. Christ.
It'll be Oxshot next. Batchley.
This is a missing girl, right?
Yeah. Hey, did you see me on crime night? Well, now we got a body. We just got the wrong one.
What, you think we got a serial killer?
Nah, it's that missing Soho hooker. Central area, I'm about dealing with it.
But what if they're connected? She was found close to the boathouse.
It is not connected.
Gov, it's vodka. You've been on the malt.
I know, big man. I'm pouring this for you. Hey, you know, these two pricks will have the runs with all the orange juice they seem to prefer. You know, I may be pissed, but a malt whiskey man would never dream of touching a Russian poofter's tipple. See you in the morning.
Good night.
Jack.
This is all you've got after how many weeks? How comes the place is so empty?
They are the house to house. We've had hundreds of statements. This is an update.
Keeping you up, am I?
I don't need sleep. I'm an athlete.
Yeah, well, Walker's not. He was well away. Oh, shit, he's not driving, is he?
No, he's getting lit in a squad car. Just relax. Enjoy another slug of the Russian poofter's tipple.
I think Walker thought I was joking. I've done the course, you know. You ask me anything, it's all up here. I'm a highly trained, perfectly tuned criminal profiler.
Sorry I couldn't get away. I wanted to. Hey, don't tell your mom, will you? I know I haven't been around as much as I should have, but... Hey. No. I used to kiss you goodnight. No matter what time I came in. I never missed. It's sometimes when I come home now, I miss that. I miss it a lot. I love you both very much, you know that, don't you? And I'll always be there for you. 'Cause I'm your daddy, and don't you forget it. Give us a hug.
Good night, Daddy. You've been on the scotch.
Good night, Princess. Hey. Suits you better. They adore you. You are Wonder Woman. I don't know what I would have done without you. Oh, I've been dreaming of this. I am knackered. Totally wiped out. Oh, Pat, I've had a day I never hope to repeat. Now, for a few minutes, I thought we maybe had a serial nutter. The body we found was a girl just the same age as Cassie Booth. Then I had a visit from a couple of area commanders. Apparently, I'm too hands-on. They want me to step back. God, there are hardly any decent cops left in a Met. New management are only interested in nodding dogs who don't get their hands dirty. It makes me sick. Oh. But I appreciate you looking after my kids.
Mike, it would be a bit freaky, but... No, I'm probably wrong. It'd be too coincidental. Except, you know what you're always saying about trusting your instinct, your gut feeling? There's this guy I've been dealing with. Stephen Warrington, the one that left the wine. Mike? Mike, you asleep?
I bet her body won't be bloated, but crawling with maggots. Are you sure they're looking in the right place?
Yeah.
You do realise I've been off duty for an hour and 15 minutes. Right, well, if you want cut-price wine, he's your man. However, Warrington's Wine Company isn't owned by him at all. In fact, he's really just a glorified sales rep. But he is their numero uno.
Did you talk to anyone about the vehicles?
Yeah, I did. Salesmen use a rental company. Warrington leases a green Volvo estate. Look, I don't know what you're after, but a few weeks back he had some problems with his air conditioning. And does this still interest you?
Yeah?
I rented him another vehicle. It was, here we go, a 1998 maroon...
Mondeo. I'm right, aren't I? It was a Mondeo.
Hi. What time did you get in last night?
Told you. I had to go to a dinner with Adrian Ripley. Business.
Nearly called the police.
Police? What on earth for?
Well, Peggy's still missing. I phoned the RSPCA, but they haven't any Jack Russells brought in.
Never liked her anyway. Always ferreting into everything.
Stephen? Well, where are you going?
None of your business. God, I wasn't going to tell you. They're making me do an ID parade. It's appalling the way they're harassing me. Just terrible.
Well, darling, I'll come with you.
No, you've no need to.
But I want to.
But you'll never be able to identify me.
We'll just do it one more time, Laura. Now, you remember your dolly, don't you? You described her to me. Do you remember?
Yes.
So I want you to walk slowly along there and see if she's among the other dolls. Now, you have a really good look, and then if you see her...
Tippy.
Yes, if you see Tippy, you tell me the number she's in front of. Pick her out for me, all right? Good girl.
So, you know what to do now, don't you, Laura?
Yes.
If you see the same man, just let me know what number you think he's sitting in front of. Okay?
Okay.
You ready?
Oh, hi.
What are you doing here?
Well, I've got an idea in a bit, but I was actually curious to know how Warrington's panned out.
She didn't pick him out.
Didn't she?
She's 7. I wouldn't have been certain. I mean, come on. And at the time, she was terrified. Anyway, I've got to go.
Sure.
Hi, Pat. No case. Innocent. She couldn't pick me out, this silly little bitch. I shouldn't have wasted that time. I fooled them all once again, didn't I? I could get away with murder. Darling, I told you this was a big misunderstanding.
Stay away from me. Don't touch me, Stephen. Stay away from me. You disgust me.
In my opinion, Wilding's in what is known as precursory mode, which means he's hanging about places where there are children, observing them, building up a fantasy which will eventually become so vivid he carries it out.
Maybe, maybe not. Cassie Booth was 15, hardly a child.
Well, yeah, but she was very small for her age.
Okay, what do you suggest we do?
Well, at this stage, I suggest you keep an open mind. We don't want you getting tunnel vision, do we? But he's not a registered offender, so there's not much we can do except continue to stick to him like glue and try to figure out what he's going to do next.
Okay, let's get down to it.
Hi. Hi, Satch.
Bye. What's happened?
Nothing serious. It's just I wouldn't mind a quick word.
Yeah, sure.
I put a lot of what he said down to his illness. He's cyclothymic.
What?
It means he has violent mood swings if he doesn't take the proper medication. Look, first, I get sent to appease him as a persistent complainer. Next thing I know, he's found out where we live. He's sent over that case of wine. Then he gets arrested twice within 10 days on indecent exposure charges, gets sent to the station, demands to speak to me. Now, even though I refuse, he obviously still sees me as some sort of ally. Last night, I'm taking Richard and Amy out for a pizza. Follows us to the restaurant. Scares the living daylights out of me. But what I find just too weird is that he keeps going on about Cassie Booth.
You say he was driving the Maroon Mondeo up until when? Last week, yeah?
Yeah, correct. It's back with the rental company now. It's being used by Tony Levine. His address is in there somewhere. There it is.
Yeah. Thanks. I'll see you later.
Oh, okay. Look, if you're pissed off about me coming here, I'm sorry. I thought it might be important.
It is. It's just hard to reconcile being hauled over the coals by the top brass while you kept all this from me. I'll get over it. Thanks. Ladies and gentlemen, we have another suspect. His name is Stephen Warrington. He leased a Maroon Mondeo during the time that Cassie Booth was abducted and is presently being driven by a Tony Levine. Gwen, Ross, get over there.
It's a bit of a mess. Wife's been using it to take the kids around.
I think this is blood.
What have I done? What have I done? What have I
Would I please tell again what exactly I did on the morning Cassie Booth went missing? I drove my daughters to the local swimming pool on Barnes Lane. That was 7ish. I remained there for about an hour. I spoke at length to their swimming instructor, Don Clark, I think his name is. Then I returned home at about 8 o'clock and had coffee with my wife, as my first appointment was not until 11. Ah, yes. This is something new. Gosh, very interesting. And I suppose the reason for you asking me to repeat myself, because I now remember something else that might be helpful.
Good. What would that be?
I tried to fix the espresso maker. I fancied a strong coffee. It hadn't been working for a while, so I took it apart. In fact, it made me a few minutes late for my meeting with Adrian Ripley. Ripley Wine Merchants, established 1896. Oxshott.
Who can verify these times?
My wife, obviously. I do apologize again for not contacting you about the car. Obviously, I now realize how important it is to eliminate it from your inquiry. That said, I think your abusive behavior and unreasonable display of force at my home were totally unnecessary.
Mr. Warrington, there has been extensive media coverage of this case. You can hardly have been unaware of the importance we placed on tracing the car.
My poor wife was beside herself. Not to mention the gossip I'll be forced to endure from my neighbors.
If you are that concerned about your image in the community, would it not have made much more sense to have contacted us immediately regarding your car?
I can see no reason why I'm being kept here. Unless you are intent on persecuting me, because you're privy to facts relating to my private life. Facts that I can only assume Pat North has relayed to you. Well, for your information, no charges were brought against me, and neither case will ever go to trial.
For one moment, Stephen